What happens in movies or TV that seems to be normal and you think to yourself that is not what people in real life do? Whenever a simple miscommunication happens, no ever stops and clarifies with the other person. Like if one 10 seconds conversation can derail an entire plot thread, I'm not interested. Women can be in the jungle for weeks, and they don't have hair growing anywhere. Men immediately begin to grow a beard. And that beard looks perfectly managed and not like some high school scraggly attempt at a beard. School buses honking and waiting for kids that are still in the house. If I wasn't at the bus stop when the bus arrived, it would drive on by. It didn't stop. It didn't honk. It didn't wait. I've had buses drive on by when there were people at the bus stop. No one using a computer ever uses a mouse. It's just constant, frantic typing. Laughing out loud, yay. You see someone working and they're just seemingly typing down a 50-page document completely from memory without pausing for even a second. Person goes to the toilets to throw up, or maybe they were coughing up blood. Do they rinse out their mouth like normal people? No. They wash their face and suddenly everything is okay? When they are playing video games and just turn off the TV. Laughing out loud. They didn't save 3 times? Total BS. Laughing out loud. Dreaming of kissing a beautiful woman, but actually you're just being licked by an effing animal. Edit, cheers for the gold. Putting baby in a playpen when your friend visits and said baby doesn't scream. On the phone making plans, okay, meet me at 5? Sure. And that's the whole plan. Where are you meeting? Planning to meet someone in a public place never goes this smoothly. Or just dinner tonight? And not even specifying the time. See you somewhere at some time, bye. Or when someone asks someone they just met on a date. Sure, pick me up at 5. First of all, where? Their house? How do you know where they live already? You guys just met? Talking without the use of. The only time I recall hearing such usage is when a character is meant to be awkward, stumbling, etc., rather than being a typical factor of speech. Web link. Everyone has one paper bag for groceries. And it has a celery stalk and loaf of French bread sticking out the top. And some round fruits just under the top, so they call rollabout when something goes wrong. Person walking home from the store with grocery bag. All happy and stuff. Shot fired. Camera shifts to random vegetable rolling across the sidewalk so you know the person is dead. Damn, this is a crazy VeggieTales episode. The reason you have to put a celery stalk or a baguette sticking out of the top of a grocery bag is because if you don't have groceries sticking out the top of the bag, people watching the show get distracted by the bag, wondering what's in it and how it's important to the plot. If you have a baguette or something sticking out the top, the audience realizes, oh, that bag is full of groceries, and ignores it for the rest of the scene. I just imagined a whole play that features a grocery bag, and it's passed around between actors nonchalantly. None of the actors acknowledge what's in the bag or make any mention of it. It just leaves the audience focused on guessing how it relates to the plot or what's in it. Edit, and the end of the play just leaves the bag center stage by itself. The audience would sit there for probably 20 minutes wondering about it, talking about it. Eventually someone would go up on stage and discover it's an empty bag. Edit 2, web link. One thing that drives me berserk in movies is when someone is driving and talking to their passenger. They refuse to keep their eyes on the road and insist on making prolonged eye contact with the person next to them. In the movies, this often means a jump scare car crash is about to happen. I'd like to say that's unrealistic, but my mom used to drive that way all the time. I hated going anywhere with her. Soldiers running towards the enemy instead of hanging back and setting up suppressing fire. I've also read that pretty much nobody actually charges towards the enemy in a last-ditch effort, because as I understand it, most people don't actually want to die. Most armies were historically defeated while routing, aka trying to retreat. Tons of people will say F this and turn around if things start going very badly. Having highly confidential conversations about 4 foot away from the people they are talking about, and not being overheard. Hey. I know we're in a diner in Brooklyn, and there's about 30 other people here. But I need you to commit first-degree murder on someone. In fairness to Hollywood, Jurassic Park made reference to this and it's still a meme 28 years later. Every time anyone sneezes, people assume they're sick, like don't they ever get random sneezes? Whenever a woman gets inexplicably sick, or has an explanation she plays up too much, she's pregnant. TV is so transparent about it. Same with nosebleeds. It means something awful, or they've done a bunch of coke. I've had random effing nosebleeds my entire life. I don't have cancer and have never tried cocaine. I've had random effing nosebleeds my entire life. I don't have cancer and have never tried cocaine. Do you have special mind powers? Could be that. I do, but only when I'm on cocaine. Coincidence, or cancer? When women run around in heels with perfect hair and makeup, and the dirt and sweat makes their hair and makeup look even better. Looking at you, Jurassic World. Being a young, aspiring artist/writer/actor living alone in a nice, spacious apartment in a prime area of a big city like New York or LA. Effing Zootopia got it right, for God's sake. Tiny, crafty apartment with paper walls and neighbors who scream all night. In Ratatouille, Alfredo had an crafty apartment. With a perfect view of the Eiffel Tower, of course. Ted quit his job as an architect, Lily is a kindergarten teacher and Marshall is in law school. But not a single word about how they pay for their massive 2-bedroom apt in Manhattan. They actually mention that the apartment is rent-controlled a couple times, albeit rent-controlled by the writers, so they can afford it. In horror movies, everyone runs upstairs. If there was something chasing you, wouldn't head for the door to get outside? Also, you're creeped out in the house but you never turn on the light? Also, their ability to sleep peacefully at night after experiencing paranormal activity in the house. I can't sleep peacefully after watching a movie about paranormal activity, and they can just curl up and go to sleep after their effing TV was floating? F outta here, laughing out loud. Go to bed wearing full makeup. Waking up with full makeup still perfectly applied. I love Marvelous Mrs. Maisel for waking up 20 minutes before her husband, so she can do her makeup, then getting back into bed and opening the blinds, so he wakes up, and she can pretend they're waking up together. Young singles living in million-dollar condos that overlook the city. And none of them work full-time hours. Maybe 2 hours tops per week. I have a top-floor city view working less than that. I mean, it's a tent on a rooftop, but I could totally afford it if the birds would just stop taking my food. Wake up at 6 a.m. no matter what time of year and it is bright and sunny. Hurry or you'll miss the bus as it's clearly noon outside. Takes a bite out of a high-effort breakfast their mom made and then just leaves. This. Bacon, eggs, hash brown, toast. Sorry mum, got to go. Getting hit over the head and knocked out, then just waking up later on and acting like they just have a small hangover. And anyone can be instantly knocked out cold by hitting them with the butt of a gun to the back of the head. Yeah, this is what I don't like. It gives all sorts of false confidence. What are you going to do when you hit someone over the head and it just starts bleeding, and they are still coming after you? Knocked out, thrown into a car, driven who knows how long, dragged into a warehouse, sat in a chair, tied to the chair and then waiting who knows how long for them to wake up. Yeah, they ain't waking up if it's been that long. I always think the same thing. That dude's in a coma. Honestly, that's an amazing idea for a comedy. Some amateurs try to kidnap someone, and they do it like in the movies, but now they have to deal with this important person in a coma. Edit. If I get one more weekend at Bernie's reply in my inbox, I swear you will be the one in a coma soon. In boxing and MMA etc., dudes get knocked out for like 3 seconds and it's already seems super bad for them. It's the worst when people do it to their friends/loved ones. Knock them out to keep them from doing something dangerous. No friend, don't go on that mission, stay here and have permanent brain damage instead. I can actually see this being realistic though. People watch too many movies and end up thinking that knocking out someone is fine, laughing out loud. I've always liked Archer's approach, where he just says something along the lines of being unconscious is super bad for you. Hand someone a burner phone, keep this on you day and night. It rings, you better answer. Okay. Do you have the charger? The what? This phone, did it come with a charger? It's not USB. It has one of those cylindrical ports, like on an old Nokia. Look, pal. Hey, you're the one giving out phones. It's charged now. How did you charge it? To be fair, those old phones had like a week of standby time on the battery, but your point is still valid. People just firing guns with no hearing protection without becoming deaf. My dad talks about this one a lot, especially when there's a big fight scene where the person is just blasting away. My dad's always like their ears should be ringing, and they shouldn't be able to hear anything. When they fire a weapon in a car and everyone is like may NBD. Archer is really good at correcting this. Answers phone, hello? Listens to the caller for 1 second, what do you mean Tim got kidnapped by a drug cartel while he was shopping with his family in his trip to South America? Dials 911. Yeah, hello, 911? No, that's normal, that's how you let 911 know you're on Reddit. Find a parking spot right in front of their building. And an empty table in a crowded cafe. Or an empty couch in the middle of Central Perk. When you're tailing someone, they park, and there's just a spot right there for you to immediately park an appropriate distance away. Girl vomiting equals pregnant. Someone hiccups equals drunk. Someone coughing equals seriously ill. Fainting equals cancer. Leaving a voicemail that finishes with I love you equals that character dies in the next scene. Guessing the passwords of other people correctly. Edit, thank you kind strangers. Also, RIP my inbox. I can't even guess my own passwords correctly. At this point there are some sites with stupid password restrictions, must have 2 numbers, a special character, and can't be one of your last 340 passwords, that I've given up. I enter random gibberish and each time I need the site I just use the password reset feature. I call it poor man's 2FA. They can't know my password if I don't know my password. Password. Nope. Password 1. Drat. Password QWERTY. Alright, I'm in the FBI mainframe. End a call and hang up the phone without saying goodbye. I work with a guy who does this. When he's done with the conversation he hangs up. I don't know how many times he's left me on the line talking to myself. The amount of ultimatums in romantic movies is appalling. No real relationship can last if you're at the point of an ultimatum, you're just putting a dysfunctional relationship on life support for another week or 2. People don't stop doing stupid crap, they just learn to hide it from you better. Come over to a friend's place, stay there for all of 30 seconds to talk about something plot relevant, and then just leave right away. In the show Workin' Moms, there's an office meeting where people sit down, do the jokes and plot points, and then adjourn the meeting. At no point do they talk about anything related to work. What was the meeting for? My team has daily meetings. We don't always need daily meetings. My boss likes to try his comedy out for us. People opening the oven only to be surprised and oh no to a completely black roast/turkey/meat of some kind. And then have smoke just billowing out of the oven. Number 1. It takes a while to do that much damage to a meat, not like 5 minutes. Like I don't know unless you are broiling your turkey at 280°/550°F for some ungodly reason. 2. You'll see smoke coming out before you open the oven. 3. Seriously, how do you overcook something that badly? Stop it, it takes so much effort to be that bad at cooking. Just know. If dinner is at 6 p.m. and it's now 610 or 615, your dish won't be black and smoky and inedible. Maybe it'll suck and taste worse, but it won't be black as crap. Stop this nonsense. Taking turns talking. Like in cop shows, when one cop begins an explanation, then the next one picks up the story at a seamlessly convenient spot, then the third adds, but, and throws in some more. No one in real life has ever talked like that. This is a direct call out to criminal minds, I think. The way they do this is criminally bad. Hotch, we're looking for a white male. Garcia, in his mid-40s. Morgan, he suffers from severe paranoid delusions. JJ, and believes his victims are his mother, who tortured him and forced him to wear a potato sack over his head while railing cocaine on the edge of a 42-story building. Yeah, one time couldn't it be like? Hotch, we're looking for a white male. Garcia, in his mid. Morgan, he suffers. Morgan, sorry, I thought it was my turn. Garcia, no sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you. Morgan, go on baby girl, you go. Garcia, no, I insist, you go. Spencer, okay, I'll go. Morgan and Garcia, shut up Spence. 1. Turning on a shower and jumping right in without checking the water temperature with your hand first. Lawyers walking up to the jury box to talk to the jurors or into the well without permission from the judge. The bailiff will tackle you. Doctors performing surgery without safety glasses. Scenes where someone is painting something, like a wall or a chair, wearing nice clothing, with no tape, coverings, or paint splatter anywhere. High school bullies in movies. Bullies are way more subtle than that. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.